Hello to my Aquas. Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. In some parts of the world, people are celebrating Labor Day. So if that's you and you got a day off, hopefully you are celebrating wisely. All right, let's get into your reading. Okay, Aquarius. All right, so let's start out with setting an intention. So again, like I said, in some parts of the world, it is a holiday on Monday, September 1st. So first and foremost, happy first quarter moon. The moon would be in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune. So we have quite a few things that's happening here. We have a full moon on the 7th. And we have a total lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are about letting go. But it's a total lunar eclipse, so it's about totally letting go. Things that don't serve your highest purpose. And in addition to that, on the 6th of September, Uranus, your ruling planet, goes retrograde in Gemini. Gemini rules third house. Third house is all about communication. And it's about early communication, like friendships, like who you may have gone to school with, family members, maybe who you've taken short trips with, even friends, people you may live short distances from, those kind of things. Even people you may have taken short distances from that maybe you all don't keep in contact, and people communicate in different ways. Maybe they don't invite you to stuff. Maybe you don't invite them to stuff. I mean, that kind of thing, whatever. Your definition of friend is different than theirs. And you're trying to keep it high vibrational and positive, but you're also making room for just totally letting go. You're just closing out cycles in love, okay? So total lunar eclipse is coming up, all right? So let's get into it, right? So here's the thing about these moon phases. It can affect your body. So when the moon is in Sagittarius and you're aiming higher, you can feel it in your liver, your hips, your thighs, sacrum area. When it moves into Capricorn, you can feel it in your backbone, your joints, your knees, your skin, your hair. All of those areas you can, when it moves into Aquarius, which should be on Thursday, Friday, right before this full moon, you can feel it in your calves, your ankles, your shin, your Achilles. Y'all get the point. It's preparing you to walk away from something, right? Preparing you to walk away from something. But again, you're closing out cycles in love, all right? Always close out cycles in love. Let's set the tone. I am my only competition. There we go. I am my only competition. I am its source. I am its source. But this is where you're praying about some things. So if you've been having some people heavy on your mind lately, it's because you could be on their mind and vice versa, okay? Some people may be wanting to reach out to you. And so again, you may be closing out cycles in love, right? Love and light. All right, so since your other ruling planet, Uranus, is about to go retrograde on the 6th, and it's going retrograde in Gemini, some energies may be wanting to talk to you, right? Right? Gemini is a, like I said, rules third house, right? And these are energies that you could have gone to school with, early education, with family members. A lot of you all are light workers, actually. A lot of you all, like I said, Aquarius rules 11th house. So a lot of you all have already set the groundwork. Like a lot of you all have set the groundwork. Aquarius is known for their friendliness. So a lot of you all are so innovative. You all have shared things with people in advance. Like you prayed about things in advance. You share things with people in advance in a very structured way. And people are just now realizing, oh, Aquarius is right about some things, right? Yeah, that you're really gifted. 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups, let me break 6 of Cups down for you all. A lot of people have to grow up early as kids, right? But not always for the reason people think, right? Let me give somebody I don't know if this is the healthiest way, but let me give somebody, because this is sacral chakra. Sacral chakra deals with, this is the second chakra from the root, right? So 6 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. So let's say, let me give you an example of how a child would have to grow up early, right? Aside from what some people's mind may automatically go to, right? Whatever that is. So an example of that, well, let's say if you were a kid that grew up in a household where you always got news that somebody died, right? Like aunts and uncles died, right? And people, every time the phone rang, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, all you heard was wailing, crying. Oh my God. You know, another phone call. Somebody died, right? Because 6 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. Scorpio rules 8th house, and it's the death card, right? And so that's all you heard, right? So what was passed down to you, which you don't look like, a lot of you all don't look like, is carrying it's like a gift, and some people would call it a curse of being able to absorb other people's pain, right? It's kind of like it's the sixth sense. It's the sixth sense, right? Just like the movie The Sixth Sense, right? With Bruce Willis, right? When when he said in the movie, "I see dead people," right? And the therapist, they sent him to a therapist, but the therapist didn't know. You know, for those of you, I mean, I'm assuming everybody saw the movie by now, so I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody. The therapist eventually realized that he was dead, right? So, but death is not always in a physical sense. A lot of you all sense something has happened to people where they just completely zoned out. Like there's something on them that they just checked out. A lot of you all have attracted those types of relationships where people they cling to you, where when you leave, they become obsessed. What's connected to this is the Judgment card and also Mars, right? The I am. So people jump to conclusions when you leave. Why did this person leave me? Like, why did this person leave? Just like very much like in the movie. I'm just trying to make a connection for those of you all who have seen the movie, right? Because this person could see death on a person, but it's not your responsibility to, you know, like I said, some people could have seen something in you. That's something you inherited very early on. It's just like somebody grew up really fast. So if you came from a family where people, all you saw is just like death all around you. That's all you ever heard. People just, the phone ringing 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like a lot of people, you know, you lost a lot of people in your family. And I've heard quite a few celebrities give interviews and say, you know, like every time they turn around, loved one was dying. They were going to this funeral or that funeral, just, or that's all they felt, right? And so somebody could be really gifted and talented. Like if you're a singer, musician, painter, it comes out in your art. You're very expressive, right? You could be that person. You're just very expressive, right? And people always jump to conclusions when you're expressing yourself, right? So they assume you're talking about them. They're assuming a whole lot of things, right? So like they think you're competing with them. Right, when you inherited something when you were a kid, right? So here's the 9 of Pentacles here in reverse. So you're taking some memories with you. There's an earth sign, 9 of Pentacles here. Somebody wanted to really empty you out. There's an earth sign who wanted to end your financial independence. There's something you may have gone through since you were 6 years old. So think back, not that I'm trying to trigger anybody, I'm just reading cards here. But somebody may have, that could have been something where you had to grow up early, where you had to become mature very early because of that. But your gifts have been overwhelming for people. So somebody was in some energies, two energies were in secret competition with you and someone else. And something has been exposed. Someone's definitely been trying to compete with your financial independence. But your gifts have been overwhelming. Because you see death all over people. And so somebody may have seen death on their own child. Like you may have seen a transition, your child go through some kind of a transition. Not that they were dying, but a transformation. You may have seen them go through some kind of a transformation of their self-worth go down significantly. Like just this overwhelm. Just go down significantly. Just like go from financial independence to just empty. Just become totally dependent. So your financial independence, someone was hoping that you emptying someone you love out was going to empty you out as well, in the physical sense as well. It was going to bring you down as well, right? So this card right here symbolizes the end of something. So you may have believed something and people did not believe you, but now people are starting to believe you, right? You know how to fill back up. This is your moon sign. Whatever your moon sign is, you know how to pour back into yourself. And you kept telling people to pour back into themselves. Like, for instance, when I'm reading cards and I'm channeling energy and I'm saying, I announce I'm channeling energy. So I'm going all the way out in the deep to go and get people. Like I'm saying, I'm going all the way down here to go get people, to bring you back up here, right? If you come out of the water and your vulnerability, to step to become enlightened, right? Meaning come out of the water and, become enlightened, right? Because the sun illuminates the moon, right? So that you can rest, right? So you can become enlightened, right? You were amongst people who were keeping secrets from you. You were amongst people who were practicing dark magic, right? Some people are around a lot of people who are practicing dark magic and they don't know it, right? And sometimes people don't believe it. Somebody was around second house. Taurus rules second house. Some people were around energies who did not want to believe anything until they actually saw it for themselves. And you could see death all on people. You could see it. It's almost like a parent telling their kids, and I think almost every parent everywhere, every language, culture, nationality, background, whatever, has told their kids at some point in time, those are not your friends. Don't trust this one, don't trust that one. And they were, what do you mean? What do you mean? You even said it. Some of you all have even said it. Those are not your friends, right? You're your only competition, right? So some energies are trying to link you to something. A family, this right here. A karmic couple was trying to link you to something, right? Trying to link you to something. Because now that's why if people are starting to come to your memory, it's because Uranus, your other ruling planet, which is the Fool card, we're trying to make you look like a fool for your gifts. This something was passed down to you when you were 6 years old. This sixth sense, this is a gift. This is a psychic gift that was passed down to you, right? And until you started believing in your gifts, believing in your dreams, and started becoming meticulous, people were emptying you out your money, making you believe that you had to carry them financially. Go buy this, go babysit, pick up extra groceries, do this, do that, right? Just emptying you out financially, taking stone cold advantage of you and someone else. Somebody could not believe that until they had nothing left. Car taken away from them, home taken away from them, literally down to nothing taken away, everything taken away from them, literally down to nothing. So that means, let's say it was a spouse. What video did I see recently? This wife and this husband went out to dinner, and the wife said to the husband, she said, don't pick up your family's bill. And she said, don't pick up the family's bill this time, and see how they respond. And the husband was heartbroken. He was sitting at the table. This was on Instagram, right? The husband, he said he was heartbroken because every one of the family, he said, separate the bill, like give separate checks. He said all of his family members walked past him. Not one of them said goodbye. Because that was the first time he had gotten a separate check. Yeah, they could afford, the husband and wife, they could afford to take care of the bill. But this time he said, no, you know what? Let me try it. Let me see. Let me see. Sometimes it's you and your kids. Your kids don't believe it until, they are down to nothing. Everything is taken away from them. Right? So some of you all, like I said, inherited that. You don't look like what you've been through, of carrying people until you say no, until you stop, until some of you all have lost everything, right? So Source is balancing everything out, for you. You have multiple streams of income. Everything is being balanced out. So yeah, you're your only competition. You're your only competition. And people are starting to see there's other ways of people inheriting things. You inherited gifts, right? Yeah, you inherited these gifts. And you have these multiple streams of income. So look out for Source giving you all these creative ideas. Something is now closed out. And people are asking why. People are asking, spiritually, something is closed out. Because people are now asking why. Why don't you want to reconnect? Why don't you want to talk to us anymore? Whoever these energies are. Why don't you want to create something with us anymore? Because again, people saw you as competition because people assumed you saw death all over something, right? Like the movie Sixth Sense. People chose not to believe you. They thought you were just making up something, like you were mentally ill, like you were crazy, right? Like something was wrong with you, right? But people are starting to see you don't play around with your gifts. If this is about your gifts, if you were to say, hey, listen, I don't really see a whole lot of money in that. I don't want to invest in that stock. Don't want to invest in that business. Don't want to invest in this. Don't want to invest in that. Or I don't think this. I don't think that's going to be a good idea to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So some things are just not a good investment. Something is just not a good investment. So you're just letting go of certain things. Just letting go of certain things. You're just moving on. Like I said, not judging anybody. You're just moving on. So yeah. So this right here, whoever this is, was too busy trying to bring out the worst in you just to enlighten other people. Yeah, you've already adjusted your crown. You're not interested in that. You're not interested in giving air to it. Too busy trying to see you as competition, trying to enlighten people about what you did. Like, somebody is so far beyond that. You've taken water and poured it on all of that. Not interested. Anytime somebody has to try to empty you out financially because they believe that something is mentally wrong with you and you inherited all of these gifts of like carrying energies, and financially you were able to take care of yourself. And Nine of Pentacles lets me know that somebody I don't necessarily like the term got it out of the mud, but you kind of did, whoever you are. I mean, you work, this is you from the ground up, right? Like it's like you planted a seed, you spoke life into something, you watered the seed, you, and source balanced you out, right? But yeah, this is another way that you inherited something from a child, from your childhood. It's so that's just one way, your sixth sense. You have a sixth sense. That's another way. So a lot of people have inherited, the gift of being able to see when to close out cycles, just from losing loved ones. It's like they went over there physically, they went over to the other side, but before they left, you had the fortune of spending time with them before they transition. Could have been aunts, uncles, could have been grandparents. You know how like you could be the baby that spent a lot of time around, older loved ones, and you could have just heard conversations, around them. Right? So yeah, you're just putting the past behind you. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, something is done. Some people are disappointed, but like I said, you're just moving on. So if you've been feeling like you just hearing stuff, because remember, information comes to you through the air, because you're an air sign, right? You're not hearing things. You're not going crazy. None of those things. I want you to just journal, okay? Right. You're not going crazy, not losing your mind. None of those things. That's how air signs receive things, right? Because again, your ruling planet, Uranus, is going retrograde in Gemini, right? And so the polarity to Pisces is Virgo. So it could be a Virgo, and Virgo rules 6th house. So somebody could be trying to reach out to you via emotive telepathy, right? Somebody could be trying to reach out to you via emotive telepathy, basically saying, maybe through an apology, saying, I apologize. I thought, who knows? Who knows? Like I said, bottom line is, you're moving on. You're moving on. I feel like some people may want to, like I said, Source has some, let's see what other messages for you before we move on to this, right? Let's see what else we have. Let's see here. So yeah. Let us see. You found out some energies were related. You talked to some energies, and you may have complimented somebody they were related to, and you knew immediately they were related when you complimented one and the other one paused. The person you talked to, they paused. Something about you also have the gift of clairaudience. You listen to inflections in people's voices too. Yeah, you're not judging anybody. You learned how to rise above judgment a long time ago. But people seem like they were obsessed with judging you and ending your financial independence. Like people were just almost like wanting to force you to go into business with them. It's like forcing you to do stuff. Like what? Analyzing every little thing that you were doing. There's a lot of different ways about going. Hopefully people learn their lesson to just come straight forward. Hey, like I feel like moving forward, looking at your cards here, whoever you are, people just learn how to just talk directly to people. Here we have the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like this is you. Whole new lease on life. You're getting a message, whole new lease on life. As an air sign, I don't think you operate that way. This is you right here. I see you being real structured and authoritative and compassionate. Yeah, something just would not have worked out anyway, because I don't think that you, whoever you are, yeah. You can't come into any kind of a relationship where people see you as competition. Just come, that, yeah, something wouldn't work. Anyway, here's the Temperance card. Judgment is coming down on somebody for them taking their temper out on somebody younger than you. Secretly seeing you as competition and then get frustrated. That's the disappointing part. Pulling a younger person, whoever this younger person is, could have been your child, into something they weren't even aware. I mean, it's secretly just don't. Anyway, Page of Swords. Trying to send you a message, making them feel nervous. They're being an open book, just trying to, you know, again, yeah. So anyway, here we have Knight of Cups. So somebody also have love coming across their path too. This is Knight of Cups here. So that's if you want love coming across your path. That you have love coming across your path, whoever you are. So something was just a disaster. I mean, from the beginning, it was just a disaster. That's no other word I can say. It just is a disaster. A complete disaster. Anytime you got to drag young people into stuff, when you got adults involved and stuff, but people that just talk something and created something together, it's just a mess. Anyway, yeah, Ten of Swords. Yeah, you're thriving behind whoever you are. You're thriving behind closed doors. But, all right, so congratulations to you. But you have love coming across your path. Congratulations. Give me some more information source about this love interest. Who is this love interest for my Aquarius? But let me, before I get into love interest, what chakra is Aquarius working on? What chakra is my Aquarius working on? Yeah, that's another way. This Six of Cups here. That's another way that people inherit a sixth sense. Just so you know, just in case people were wondering how people inherit sixth sense, is if you grow up. If you are a kid that grows up around older, you know, adults in your family, and you just happen to be there when people get the news that, you know, loved ones transition, and you just around a lot of sorrow and sadness, and nobody's really in a place where they can explain, like they can explain death. Or if you're around people where people are going through a divorce, there's just a lot of hurt, or, you know, a job loss, and, you know, people think you're too young to explain, you know, what's going on, because they think you would never understand. I mean, just the end of cycles. So yeah, so heart chakra cleanse. Two actually came out here. So heart chakra cleanse here. So yeah, heart chakra. So happiness is a warm and utterly genuine smile, and then you can say that again and again. So heart chakra. So heart chakra, I love myself fully, and I'm willing to prove my love to myself because I deserve the best. So self-believe me when I say that I'm here for the right reasons. For the right reasons. So it looks like Aries is involved here, Sagittarius is involved here, Virgo is involved here, Pisces is involved here, Taurus involved here. So it's quite a few energies that's involved here, and the things that were done, Scorpios could be involved here. A lot of energies that, like I said before, could have just come right out and said something. Like, these are all energies that you love, but I guarantee you at least 6 of these energies could agree that, and I'm just saying this for somebody, so take only what resonates with you, that you may have grown up in a family where there was a lot of death. You may have grown up, because that's what 6 of Cups is. That connects you with death. It connects you with death, right? And that's with the Judgment card, right? And that's why a lot of people judge you based on, it's almost like when you get to a point when it's like when people start judging you based on how you handle death, The end of cycles, the end of a marriage, the end of a job, the end of cycles, and people want to judge you based on that, how you leave things. That's when you said, okay, let's pack it up, let's go, time to move on. Because you've seen so much where people didn't explain to you how you move on. You're just like, okay, that's it, time to go, time to go. So some of you all have quietly gone to therapy and just, yep, you handle it in therapy. Like, nope, shut down. What I'm getting is that some of you all are not the type to, you know, share all your information publicly, which is probably the best way to do it. You don't share all your information publicly. That's why some of these energies assume that you were like this behind closed doors. And actually, a lot of you all are thriving because you learn how to save yourself very early on. Yeah. All right, beauty. 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 You got to remember too, Aquarius, you all are ruled by Saturn as well. So y'all are hardworking zodiac signs. So a lot of y'all don't have time to sit around trauma bonding. You really just don't. You got to get back to work. So are people out here trying to, you know, empty you out, trying to make you seem like, here we have don't look back. I'm gonna get into somebody's love life in a second. Trying to make you seem like, oh, you're not Mr. or Miss Perfect, and let's humiliate you, because that's what these energies are trying to do. Let's humiliate Aquarius to show everybody that they're not Miss and Miss Perfect. You sitting in therapy somewhere, working out your soul salvation, learning how to, you know, work through death, the death of some things, crying your eyeballs out, seeing something from a higher frequency, actually healing those wounds. And they trying to reopen wounds, right? So you have a whole new attitude. There you go. That's how you do it, Aquarius. Get in therapy. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Y'all got this. First, red flag, pray and meditate. When you're around people who just keep wanting to reopen wounds, and you know you're in therapy with a professional, exit stage left. Here we have ask source for clarity. Somebody's an incubus. Yeah. Somebody kept asking somebody secretly about you. Right? Yeah. Well, how did they seem today? Were they depressed behind closed doors? Was their hair disheveled? Did they look this way? Did they look that way? Your ancestors are so proud of you, it don't even make sense, Aquarius. Your gifts have increased. So hopefully this has been helpful for you all. So here's the star card here. So make a list of pros and cons. Your ex wants to return, whoever that is. So you are who they prayed for. And make sure you all are passing that down to your kids and whoever else, mentees and all that. Your laughter is medicine. But pass it down. Whoever my cross watchers are, you know, don't be so wrapped up in grief that you don't pass that down to your loved ones, because death is not always in a physical sense. It's like death of a job. I mean, that's kind of sort of physical, but also in the spiritual too. You end the job and you're not in the best of moods or whatever. Explain to them, okay, the job is ended. Some things may shift around. We may not even go get ice cream every week, right? Or whatever. You know, we got to shift this around, or you got a raise or whatever. You know, don't tell everybody you got a raise, you know, whatever. But yeah, ex could be ex-friends, could be ex-love interest, ex-whomever. But somebody was questioning a younger person as if they would know what in the world is going on in your life. And you were already healed from something. So people were just trying to create something, you know, in your life to humiliate you, to bring you back down to a depression or keep you in the house. I mean, just horrible. So anyway, you made a positive impact on some people. Child, you want them kind of friends in your life? Absolutely not. What kind of competition was this? Who can be the most depressed? What in the world? Who can have the most problems? Who can trauma bond the most? Who can one up her? Oh no, child. You wasn't more depressed than me. Oh no, you're not doing that. Anyway, water. Right? So things are starting to flow to you like water, right? And by the way, crying is not a sign of weakness, by the way. Yeah, so you just release. You can release. Sometimes you cry when you're laughing. Right. That is what I have for you all. And oh, I did prompt. Let me get an angel number here, and then I did say I was going to say something about your love life or somebody, whoever. And if your love life, keep that off the gram, keep that off the net, the internets. Keep it off of Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok. Y'all get the point. Because these energies have done the absolute most. These people could have come to you directly. Why in the world would you go to a younger person and ask them anything about you? Yeah, 279, synchronicity. So look for signs. So things that keep happening are connected, even if they don't seem to be. The recent patterns in your life are signals from your angels. So today, ask for follow-up signs. And remember that angels speak. Speak with lots of repetition. So draw a second card later today to see what your angels have to say after you spend some time paying more conscious attention. So yeah, so pay attention to like gas station receipts and those kind of things too. All right, let me get some more information about this love interest for my Aqua babies. Talking to men and women Aquarius here. The things people will go through behind your back to find out information and won't even talk to you directly. All of this. Wow. I don't know who you are, but you know what I'm saying here? Somebody wouldn't even put this kind of energy into planning a birthday party for you, but they would put this kind of energy into humiliate you. Yeah, pray for these people. There's hope for everybody. All right, let's get into your love life. Hopefully y'all are having a good weekend. Hopefully wherever you are, the weather is nice. I know where I am, you smell cookouts. People are cooking out. All right, okay, let me some information on this person. Okay, your person, it could be a man or woman, but they're quite resourceful. Somebody is quite resourceful coming through. Your person, it could be a man or woman, like I said. They have gone down a path like you have too, and they have been through some things, that for them, they bought into, they bought into some ideas as well that just did not align with, I guess, what am I trying to say? What I would say would like be societal norms, like what people would see, like, oh, okay, you would be a soulmate or a twin flame to this person or that person, and then they came back and just like, nah, it didn't work for me. Something didn't work for me. Right? Yeah, something was a nightmare for them, your person. Something they don't want to talk about either, right? Yeah, so, yeah, y'all don't need the trauma bond. You and your person, y'all don't need the trauma bond. I think at this point, whoever your person is, yeah, something new and exuberant coming through. Y'all don't need to. It could be, you know, whatever your preference is. Y'all know I don't care on my channel. Love who you love. None of my business. Yeah, because looking at this here, too much judgment was going on here. People wanted to know if you were with a man, a woman, or who you were spending money on. I mean, I don't even want to get into everything that was happening here. By now, if you've been tuned into my channel and you've been following along, it's been like a soap opera. So, but anyway, you got new coming across. And I'm saying the person has a healthy work-life balance, like you. You won't feel like something is an open enemy to you. You won't feel like you are their shadow, and they won't feel like they are your shadow. So it won't feel like you're doing an injustice to yourself, and vice versa. You won't feel like this is the opposition to you. Yeah, I feel very much like inspiring and motivating each other. So it'll feel very willful, like, okay, you know, you'll know the difference. You'll definitely know the difference. You're very structured and authoritative. You'll feel very much like it's a team, like you're a part of the team, right? They'll recognize your leadership ability and your leadership skills. Plus, I feel like they'll understand, you know, that you're kind of sort of moving through, coming through. For some of you all, whoever you are, I don't know why I'm getting that they may have a sixth sense too. Y'all have a lot in common. Whoever your person is, y'all have a lot in common. You have a lot in common. Well, it's almost like your ancestors had to kind of sort of pull you up out of your ancestors had to kind of sort of pull you onto dry land. Had to help you all to navigate through some things. Had to navigate you through some nightmares. All right, hopefully this is helpful. I mean, that could be vague for some people. But yeah, I'm trying to protect your energy, whoever you are. Whoever you are, I'm trying to protect your energy as much as I can. But yeah, you definitely want to keep your business off of social media. But yeah, that is one way that you got a sixth sense is, and I don't want to keep sounding redundant, but that's another way that kids grow up very early on in their childhood. Lots of lamenting, lots of wailing going on around them, you know, people dying, jobs ending, you know, nobody explaining to kids. Kids don't know what the heck is going on, you know, their little head tilted back, looking up at everybody, tears all over the place. They don't understand what's going on. Yeah, so befriend fear. So you are stronger than your fears, 227. So fear is not an indication of success or failure. It just exists within you. So your angels' message is this. As you manifest your goals and dreams, consider where fear creeps in and limits you. So it's not going anywhere. So it's time to make friends with your fear. Reflect presently on how your fear could become a friend instead of a foe. So yeah. Y'all remember the show 227? Anyway, that is what I have for you and you. All right, so we got 4 and 7 is 11. So you're getting off the fence and continuing to be enlightened. All right, so that's what I have for you. Bye.